There we are. We are live on StreamYard. Let me go live on Instagram.
Just waiting for some people to come in.
If I can get this thing to work. There it goes. There it goes.
Cool.
Go live. I believe this one is no, that's yours. Should be live on yours.
Hello,
And
everybody.
we'll go live on mine.
We've got a lot to discuss. Say hello.
Anything happened in the news? Anything happen?
We called, I knew this was going to happen. I knew Biden was going to drop out, but we've been meaning to talk about everything, including Trump's assassination attempt. So I just want to process this all with you guys. Let me know if you can hear me fine, because we're using a headset, if that's fine. We want to do more lives. We've just been busy going through some drama.
I've been sick, so forgive me if I'm like
You're not sick. You just
getting off camera with my snot rag. Hey,
allergies.
You know, men, when we're sick, we're poor babies.
Yes.
Let us know if you can hear us okay in the comments. Looks like we already got 115 people. That was quick. Sounds good. Says it sounds good. Yeah. I'll double check and make sure it's working on mine.
All right. So, wow. What a week. What a week.
Yeah.
So first we have Trump getting shot in the head.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, I think that they wanted both men off the ballot.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a while. They do not want Trump on the ballot. Okay. They don't want Biden on the ballot.
So that's a theory. That's a theory.
We disagree.
We can hash it out. You guys can let us know what you think.
Either men on the ballot.
Here's my theory. Okay. I think they expected it to work at the rally. I won't say too much because I don't want to get censored here, but I expected they thought that Trump wouldn't be around, and so Biden would have his little cakewalk in. That's or at least I think that's what happened. But yeah.
So you think that if they had been successful on Trump's assassination attempt, they were going to go ahead and keep Biden?
Yes.
And what were they going to do after that?
It would be such a scramble. I think it would be more plausible for can we say the last election there was shenanigans? Yeah. I think it would be more, they could pull off shenanigans and make it more sellable if it was like, okay, here's a replacement guy on the Republican side, so of course he lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Biden has officially dropped out, and it was like he wasn't going to endorse Kamala, and now it seems like it's full blown ahead Kamala time. Although the Obamas haven't come out and endorsed her yet, but Hillary did.
So this is what I want to talk about.
Okay.
The left has been saying that Trump is a threat to our democracy, right?
Yes.
And of course we're in a republic, whatever, but democracy means that you vote for something. Let's just simplify it a little bit for them, for leftists or whatever. And they now will not be able to vote for their own nominee. They will not be able to vote for who is going to be their nominee for president. It is going to go straight to the convention.
It'll be a selection process, not an election.
It's going to be in a small committee of around 3,000 people, which even then it's highly controlled.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to appoint a nominee. It could not even be Kamala Harris. It could be someone else.
Possible.
But basically, it's in the hands of this small group of people to decide who is going to be the presidential nominee for the Democrat Party. And if the Democratic Party did what they did 4 years ago, that means that they're deciding who is going to be our president. This small committee, the people that say that Trump is a threat to our democracy, are taking away the people's power to even choose their own nominees.
Yeah, they do everything.
They knew about Biden.
Yeah.
They knew about Biden. This is not new news. Maybe for some of the Democrats who just watch the news, some like the average voter or whatever, but people on the inside, they've known about Biden for a long time. This is all carefully timed.
So what do you think about this theory?
Mm-hmm.
I think this makes sense. The people who pushed Biden to do the debates were the ones that wanted him out, because ever since then, it has been what's going on. This is It looks like mine's live. Yours
Yeah,
not.
mine's not.
I don't know why.
Mhm.
I can check it.
Mhm.
But yeah, ever since he went live on, or ever since he did the debates,
Mhm.
it's been people have been calling him for dropout.
Mhm.
So there's people who are saying that the ones who pushed him, which might have been Kamala's camp, to go and do the debates, those were the ones that wanted him out. And so yeah, Kamala, pushing and Jill not liking it, or I don't know. Because there's infighting. And a lot of people don't realize that there's infighting between the Jill and Joe Biden camp. And I say Jill first because she looks like she's pulling the strings in his family, and the Kamala side. And then there's some ill will between Jill and like the Obamas. They don't like each other. So there's all this like infighting and scrambling going on. But yeah, what do you think of that theory that
Well, I remember during Trump's presidency, if you ever looked at CNN or you looked at MSNBC, which I like to know what is being fed to the masses, so I check those other outlets, and they were always like an insider of the White House is saying that there's chaos. There's chaos in the White House, right? Now, for the past 3.5 years, it has been silent about what's going on this past since Biden has been installed, is what I like to say. He was installed. And they've been pulling wool over the eyes of the average Democrat voter. And so there's going to be a lot of people waking up this next week and a half. There's going to be, I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok, on X, on Instagram, basically finally walking away from the Democrat Party. And we're going to see a lot of more of those people, and get ready to embrace them because they're going to be a bit shell shocked. They have been completely brainwashed and now they're coming out of it. I mean, Trump was almost killed a week ago. And then for the last 3 weeks, 3 weeks ago, Biden had a disastrous performance. And for the last 3 weeks, they were saying it was just a bad night. It was just a bad night. And he's not dropping out. And now all of a sudden he's dropping out. And these people are going to be like, okay, something's really going on here. And also, Trump's been looking really good. He's been
mm,
running a very smart campaign. If you notice, Trump has not been saying, even though I love Trump's personality, he's been a little more. He doesn't really have to do as much. He doesn't really have to say as much to win, for one, because Biden looks so bad. But also, he's running a very smart campaign. He has not been as. He hasn't really even said anything that the mainstream media can get mad at. I mean, that's pretty amazing for Trump because he's pretty good at saying whatever's on his mind.
he's
And
been disciplined
he's
in the
been
campaign.
disciplined in the
Yeah,
campaign,
yeah.
exactly, and he looks really. I mean, he's done three speeches this last week, 90-minute speeches. One of them he got shot at, and then 2 nights later he was speaking at, or 3 nights later he was speaking at the RNC, and then the next 2 nights he was speaking at another rally. Like the guy is in, and I think he looks better than ever. I think he's learned a lot of lessons, and he is smarter now after having 4 years, and he knows who is for and who is against him. And then there's his vice president pick, which I'm not too excited about. You guys can disagree with me on that. Personally, I don't. JD Vance,
Being
I
cautious because of his
yes,
background.
because of his background,
Yeah.
but I support Trump 100%. I wasn't as excited about the JD Vance pick, but I'm also kind of. I also think it's kind of cool that it is someone who didn't like Trump. So if you guys know JD Vance's history, he was an avid did not like Trump in 2016. He even called him the H word, the German dictator. He called him that, right? And he's I guess reformed now and really good friends with Donald Trump Jr. And I think that might be appealing to some people who used to hate Trump as well. And now his own vice president is someone who is converted, who's running with him as vice president, is someone who's converted. So people can relate to that. I don't necessarily trust his voting record either. If you look at his voting record and some of the people that fund him, but it's Republicans, guys. They're
I
not
think
perfect.
I think regardless,
Uh-huh.
the crazy thing that we're seeing that is happening is Dems just replaced their candidate because um, they didn't think he could win. It wasn't and you called it, by the way. I was skeptical of this. Kali was saying this a couple weeks ago. I was skeptical. I did not think that he would drop out. And the reason why is because state laws. Like I looked at it and I'm just like, look, the state laws in several swing states make it so that you cannot just replace a candidate who has been duly elected by their primary, although we know
the election's 4 months away.
Yeah, it's like 100 days, 107
Yeah.
days. And it's so they're going to have to change state laws. And I was like, oh, it's too complicated. It's not. But then I had one of my followers on X say, look at what they did in 2020. Like, you think they care about state
All
laws?
bets are off.
And, that's a good point. So I didn't think that they would do it, but here it is. Yeah, and we'll see, who's going to be the VP, Kamala's VP.
So
we don't even know if it's going to be Kamala
now that we've
yet.
had this crazy week,
Yeah.
let's talk about what we think is going to happen in the future. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot of hope. I do think that they're going to try and take out Trump again. And
I agree.
There was people that died that day. There was a man that died that day. There was 2 people that were severely
It's
wounded.
not a game. And guys, please stop with the conspiracy theories that this was somehow staged.
I don't think it's our side.
It's not our side. I'm just saying if there's any
there's a difference
leftists watching. I'm talking to the leftists.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there's leftists saying that it was staged.
That Trump staged it or something.
For attention.
Come on, guys. You don't get a zip past your ear with, you can't stage that.
You can't stage being shot.
And then there's and then 3 other people got shot. One died. Come on. It's just.
Yeah. So there's leftists saying that it was staged so that Trump could get more attention. Like, he needs more attention. He's probably the most popular person in terms of attention, more than the Kardashians.
And then there's people who say it was a setup.
A setup.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll say this: there's a phrase, "Let it happen on purpose," or LIHOP. And if you know the history of Pearl Harbor, you know that we let that happen on purpose. We didn't do it.
Yeah.
Right? The U.S. didn't let it. They didn't bomb their own ships. But they knew it was coming and they let it happen. Mm-hmm. And you look at all the details around this attempt on Trump's life, and it's like, I will not be convinced that they did not let this happen. And I'm just not going to be convinced. Which, by the way, brings up the point why I would say in any other sane country, the head of the Secret Service would have been arrested by now. Not just resign, arrested, and just without even getting too specific on conspiracy theories or whatever, just for negligence. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't imagine if you were to, let's say you left your dog in the car or something like that, right? And your dog doesn't die, but he gets really close. He's like really in bad shape. And, you get arrested, even though it didn't, just for negligence, right? Like the level of negligence of this lady and Mayorkas, any sane country, they would have been arrested by now.
Also, that Biden, there was requests to the Biden administration for Trump to get more security
for 2 years.
The past 2 years. I mean, Trump is already a figure that is very hated, and there are people that have called on his life, celebrities that have said that he should be killed. There's people that seriously want this guy dead. And we're not as crazy as that side. And they have been asking for more security for Trump for 2 years, and they denied it. But yet, when Zelensky came to visit in the last couple of weeks, which, by the way, Biden just signed another 10-year deal with their military to make sure that Ukraine's military is well funded.
10 years?
10 years.
Nuts.
Because he wanted to make sure he signed it before he could leave the office. So Zelensky had more security than Donald Trump. When he came to this country from the Biden administration. So this is just if they can blame Donald Trump for January 6th for telling people to peacefully protest, then what about all of the horrible inflammatory statements we've heard from the Democrat Party about Donald Trump? Scaring the American people about him. Because imagine what think about these young little psychopath boys that have been playing violent video games and want to die as a hero, taking out Hitler.
Don't touch that. People get mad at you on that.
Yeah. He thinks that this guy thought he was going to be a hero, taking out this awful dictator, right? Because they've been stoking these fires in these people. I mean, they truly, when you speak to someone who hates Trump, they are delusional.
Mhm.
They're totally delusional. It's like
Oh,
an insane asylum.
we just watched Van Jones today.
Yeah.
You know, CNN is actually kind of a sick, fun pleasure right now to turn on, by the way.
It's true. Yeah, Van Jones is like crying like a baby.
He was
like,
crying.
"Oh, he's a hero."
Yeah, we never watched CNN, but it's like, let's see what let's see what the Looney Bin has to say. And Van Jones comes on, and he was like, he was calling him family. He was, saying how great Joe Biden is, just the patriot of the year for dropping out of the race, and like there's something else. That's a next level cult stuff.
And we're kind of all over the place because this week has been all over the place. There's so many things. We're in the middle of a blackout right now still. Like there's some systems that aren't even back up again with this whole CrowdStrike thing, which we don't have time to talk about. But
I know.
The whole you tune into CNN.
Look up the history of CrowdStrike, by the way.
You tune into CNN and MSNBC right now, and they are saying that Biden is a hero for dropping out. But they're also admitting his cognitive decline, and they're being like, Van Jones was saying it's like your grandpa who you have to take away his keys. You don't want to take away his keys so he can't drive, but it's heartbreaking to do. I'm like, wait a second. You guys have this person as the president right now, and now you're finally admitting that he's on major cognitive decline, and he is our current president. This is leaving the one of the superpower of the world, America, vulnerable. Like he shouldn't even be dropping out of the race. He should be stepping down as president right now.
Yeah, long time ago.
We're having the mainstream media call him a hero, and he still has to run this country for another 4 months, which we all know he is not actually doing.
Yeah, we know he's not.
But at the same time, we can't have a puppet leader. That's what's so scary about what's happening right now. We've had a puppet leader for the last 3.5 years.
Yep.
And our country is done. Our country is done. They installed a puppet, a dictator, a puppet. There's a dictator behind him who did not get, voted for. There's someone controlling him behind him, which I can't say out loud because they'll probably take this video down. But we.
Oh, is that the name that starts with an S? Can you not talk about him?
Who?
Rhymes with Soros.
Oh, Soros.
Did they get mad at that? By the way, did you hear that Soros' son has endorsed Kamala? Yeah. So seems like she's getting the rubber stamp. Maybe they are just going to kind of fast track this and just kind of move forward. I mean.
So here, we are saying predictions.
This person says the mic is low.
Oh.
It's the only one who said that, though. Is anyone else experiencing the same?
I think these don't work very good.
Okay.
So my prediction is that I think they're going to try and take out Trump again. And I think this time they might be successful. So make sure if you're a praying person that you are praying for Donald Trump. I don't think that these people will not let him have power again. They will not let him go.
The crazy. Let's be clear. We're talking about the other side, the deep state, and the powers that be. Just to be clear,
they're
going
to
do something.
Play it fair. They're not going to just.
Yeah, they don't play fair.
They're not going to just all of a sudden let the American people decide who they want to be the president. They're not even letting them do it right now.
Well,
they're
guys,
not even letting their own Democrats do it.
They already tried again. Like at the RNC, there was reports of, I think there's been 2 people just in the last week who have been. There was one arrested in Florida, and then there was another one like with knives or something at the RNC. I mean, it seems like they weren't as prepared as the crazy person in Pennsylvania, but they're already trying again. The idea that they're not going to try, I mean, maybe they'll do some other angle now, but yeah.
So I think that we need to be prepared for more chaos.
Yeah.
I think that this last week is just the beginning of the chaos that we're going to be experiencing for the rest of this year and possibly until Jesus comes. But I think it's time to get prepared. Make sure you have prepper supplies on hand. We just had grid go down. We just had people not being able to access their banks on Fridays. Flights were grounded, and all the people that we know who have been warning us about things, who tend to be right, are warning us again right now. So please take those warnings seriously. and pray for our country. And yeah, we're going to try and do more lives. We've had like kind of a roller coaster past couple of weeks on what kind of we're doing with our lives, but we are here to stay. We're still in Florida, and I love you guys, and I want to connect with you all more. I've been kind of a little bit more distant with my followers and stuff recently, but I want to connect with you guys again. I've been getting death threats. I've been getting really creepy death threats in my emails. And so I've just been kind of like, but then Donald Trump getting his ear shot, like his head shot at, and then going 3 days later to the RNC and like standing up and like after his ear is bleeding saying fight, fight, fight. And I'm sitting here like scared about a little email death threat. And it was kind of a wake up call for me too. Like this is not the time to be scared. This is the time to be courageous, to be brave, to fight, to stand firm, and to take care of yourself and to take care of your family. We need strong people right now. So if you are struggling with addictions, if you're struggling with not taking care of your own body, or you're struggling with mental health stuff, it's time to get it together. It's time to get it together, because we cannot have weak people during this time. We can't have weak people. And those little loose ends that you have in your life, those strongholds that you have that are keeping you down, that are keeping you from fulfilling your potential, it's time to start letting them go, because we need everyone in this fight. And we're not perfect people. I am not a perfect person. I am like a really lame person, really, to be honest. But I have learned that there are certain things I can do to be a better person for my country, to be a better wife. And I'm calling all of you to do the same, to really take care of yourself right now and take care of your family so we can be strong for what we're about to go through.
Well, we're close to the end. We don't have a lot of time. Things are going to get crazier. I mean, the Bible tells us things are going to get crazier. And I don't think any of us at this point can know what's going to happen. There's going to be more black swan events before the election that'll change everything. Like things that we could not have predicted will happen before then. And so,
and I have been censored a lot lately. People have been saying that in the comments. They don't see my videos anymore. Instagram is dropping my followers. YouTube was shadow banning me like crazy. They were taking down some of my videos, giving me strikes. I've been banned 12 times on TikTok. Even X, even people have been saying, even on X, I've been censored a bit, but I'm still here. I'm still fighting. It makes me wonder where I'd be at if I wasn't so censored. But at the same time, it's kind of, this is a nice little happy medium spot right now, because the thing is, you don't really want to be a high up conservative or Republican commentator right now. Like, you got targets on your back. Everyone has a target on their back who's speaking truth. Mm-hmm. And even within your own party, like we've learned that with Trump. So it's time to just make sure that we are being strong and taking care of ourselves. And we'll be back. We'll be doing more lives. Thank you so much for all your support. And that's all we got really to say today. I don't want to go too long. I mean, I'm sure we could talk about more, but God bless you guys. Stay strong. And we're going to try and do lives 3 times a week. Going from like barely even doing lives like 3 times a week. So if I get it once a week, if I tell myself 3 times and we do once, that's going to be good, but we're going to try for 3. All right. God bless you guys.
God bless. Have a good day.